You know, there's this weird point in a nursing career that nobody really prepares you for. It's not when you're a scared new grad, and it's not that classic 2-year burnout. Nope. It's the challenge that sneaks up on you after you've gotten good, after you're the one people trust, after you've finally hit your stride. It's that moment, right? When you're standing in the middle of a busy shift, and you quietly ask yourself this one really unsettling question. You can run a code, you can orient the new hires, you know the doc's preferences by heart, and still, that thought just pops into your head. That's the sign. You hit a major career crossroads.
And look, if that question has ever crossed your mind, I need you to hear this. You are so not alone. This is a super common thing that so many amazing, dedicated nurses go through in silence. It's this feeling of being stuck that they just didn't cover in nursing school.
Okay, so let's actually give this thing a name. Let's define what we're talking about. We're going to call it the 5-year plateau. It's that exact point where you've totally mastered the art of survival, but suddenly the map for what comes next is just gone blank.
So, what does this plateau feel like? Well, on paper, everything looks amazing, right? You're clinically solid, you know exactly what you're doing, you're professionally stable, your paychecks are predictable, but underneath all that external success, there's this internal restlessness. Something just feels off.
So to put a finer point on it, this is what we call the competency plateau. And what's wild is that it's not about being bad at your job. It's the exact opposite. It happens because you become so competent. It's like you've climbed this huge mountain to learn the job. And when you get to the top, you realize you're on a flat, foggy plateau with no idea where the next mountain even is.
Okay, and this is super important. We have to reframe what's happening here. Because most of us, we just chalk this up to burnout. Simple as that. But what if it's not burnout? What if it's something a little more nuanced? What if it's less about being worn out and more about being in the wrong place?
And that right there is the huge difference. Burnout, that's when you feel like you've got an empty tank, nothing left to give. But misalignment, that's different. It's a disconnect. It's when the job you're a pro at just doesn't quite fit the person you're becoming anymore. Your role and your true self are starting to drift apart.
So, you might be asking, why? Why does this happen? Well, it usually boils down to these 3 big forces. First, there's identity saturation. For years, your whole identity was becoming a nurse, and now you've arrived. What's next? Then there's the invisible career architecture. That clear ladder you were climbing for the first few years, it just vanishes. And finally, cognitive load accumulation. All the stress, the tough cases, the life stuff, it all just piles up.
And this is where things get really tough psychologically. You see, your big question shifts. In the beginning, it was all, can I even do this? You were worried about just surviving the shift. But now the question is way scarier. Do I even want to keep doing this? And man, that is a hard question to face when you've poured so much of your life into this career.
All right, so if any of this is hitting home for you, let's break it down even further. Usually, people who feel stuck fall into one of 4 categories. Let's see which one feels most like you right now.
So have a look here. Which one of these sounds familiar? Are you the comfortable performer? The job's fine. The pay is good. But that spark, it's just gone. Or maybe you're the quietly exhausted achiever, shouldering all this responsibility but feeling totally unseen and drained. Or are you the identity-confused nurse, not really sure who you are outside the scrubs? Or maybe, just maybe, you're the future-focused but fearful one, who can see what's next but is just too scared to make the leap. Just figuring out which one you are is a huge first step.
Okay, but here's the good news, the really good news. You don't have to just quit or stay miserable forever. Instead of making a rash decision, there's a clear, actionable way forward. Let's talk about the treatment plan, the 3-step redesign.
Think of this like a treatment plan for your career. It's 3 simple but powerful steps. It's about being strategic, not just emotional. First, we audit your current alignment. Then, we identify the specific gap that's making you feel this way. And finally, we redesign your path on purpose, instead of just randomly jumping to a new job and hoping for the best.
So, step 1, the audit. It starts with asking yourself a really honest question. Does my day-to-day job actually play to my strengths? Not just what you're good at, but what actually gives you energy. Are you spending your days on tasks that light you up, or tasks that drain the life out of you?
Okay, next up, you gotta look around you. Think about your workplace. Is it like a greenhouse that helps you grow? Is it a place that encourages new ideas and supports your ambition? Or is it more like a place where good ideas go to die and people are just stuck?
You have to be brutally honest here.
And last, the big one, the million-dollar question, is what I'm doing every single day getting me closer to where I ultimately want to go in life? And hey, if you don't even have a long-term vision right now, that's okay. This feeling of being stuck is often the universe's way of telling you it's time to create one.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's all about a mindset shift. You have to stop seeing this plateau as some kind of crisis you need to escape and start seeing it as an incredible opportunity. An opportunity to switch from just surviving to actually designing your life.
And I really want this next part to sink in because it is probably the most important thing you'll hear today. Feeling stuck like this, it is not a failure. It is not a sign you picked the wrong career. It is a developmental milestone. It's a sign that you're evolving. It's totally normal.
See? What's really going on under the surface is this huge identity shift. You're moving on from being a practitioner, someone who's just focused on doing the tasks right, to becoming a strategist. You're starting to think about the bigger picture, your long-term career, and the kind of impact you truly want to make.
And here's the other half of that shift. You're going from being an employee, someone who just follows the path that's laid out for them, to becoming an architect. You're taking the pen and designing the actual blueprint for your own future, one that's built around your unique gifts and your personal vision.
So it all comes down to this one question, a choice really. This feeling, this plateau, it's pretty much inevitable for high achievers, but how you respond, that's all you. So will you drift and just hope things magically get better? Or will you design and intentionally build the next amazing chapter of your career? The power is all yours.